It's my great pleasure that I can have here Mr. Jeremy Rifkin. Thank you very much for being here.
Pleasure.
With us. And I would like to ask you, as you see this crisis, financial crisis, as an opportunity for Europe and for the world.
Well, it's an opportunity, and if we don't take advantage of it, we're going to be in a very, very difficult situation. We are facing an unprecedented crisis. We have a global economic meltdown. It's compounded by an energy crisis and now the real-time impacts of climate change. Each of these three phenomena are feeding off each other. So we're in the eye of a very perfect storm. There's really nothing like it in history. So what we need to do now is we need to figure out a way to address the enormity of this challenge. That's going to require a new economic vision, a new economic game plan for Europe and the world, and a complete rethinking of how we conduct commerce in this world and how we relate it to our cultures.
What can the European Union play? What role can the European Union play in this game?
Well, the European Union is going to be the flagship for what we do. I advise the European Commission and the Parliament and the last four presidents of the Council. We've developed a long-term 2050 game plan to create a third industrial revolution for Europe. And that third industrial revolution should be the flagship for the United States and other countries as well. We need to move toward distributed renewable energies. We have to get off coal, oil, gas, and uranium. They're 20th century energies, and now they're creating more problems than they're benefiting us. So we have to make a shift into renewable energies. The EU's made that commitment. We have to begin to create our energies in our own buildings. We're going to take every office, factory, home, every building in the Czech Republic and around the world, and we're going to turn it into a power plant. So you produce your own power with solar roofs, with little vertical wind on your buildings, heat pumps under your ground, so that we can begin to produce our own energy just like we produce our own information on our computers and share it with each other across smart grids, power grids, like we share our information on internets. This is what we call a distributed capitalism, power to the people. We start to produce and share our own renewable energy. And that's going to jumpstart the European economy.
Already Jimmy Carter in the U.S. tried to introduce some of those things in his administration, and then it was stopped by Bush and by Reagan already. So United States are quite behind, in fact.
Well, not with the Obama administration now. They've committed hundreds of billions of dollars with the new White House into energy and to address climate change and create a green economy. So my belief is this. I think the European Union has the game plan. We've got the story. The United States doesn't have the story, but it's putting a lot of money up. What we need to do is get the EU and the U.S. together so that we are together advancing a third industrial revolution. There is no reason why. We have a generation of young people. They grew up on networks. They grew up on YouTube and MySpace and Facebook and Wikipedia and Linux. They grew up with the idea that they can create their own information and share it with each other across an internet. We now can take that exact same technology and apply it to energy. So everyone produces their own energy in their buildings. They store it in hydrogen like they store media and digital, and share it across smart grids like we share information on the internet. That truly is a revolution that will jumpstart the economy. It's going to create millions of jobs. And I think what we need to do is get Brussels and Washington on the same page and say to younger generations, this is where we need to go.
But what about the older generation? Americans are very stubborn people. Are they going to change?
Well, I think it's a generational shift. I think everyone under 35 understands what I'm saying. This is a no-brainer, as they say. I think the older generation, their 60s, there is no plan B. So what I tell the old folks in my age group is, if we don't do this, what are we going to do? We've got a planet that's facing extinction, if our scientists are right. Extinction, perhaps in this century, of your generation and your children. We now have to get off carbon-based fuels quickly. We've got to move to renewable energies, and we've got to move to a sustainable economy. There is no option here. It's not just an opportunity, it's about survival at this point.
Mr. Rifkin, thank you very much.
Okay, good. Thank you, gentlemen.